Today we're going to do the lower back sequence, and we're going to start in child's pose with our knees out wide toward the edges of our mat, toes to touch, and your sit bones come down behind you towards the heels. Just reach the arms out gently and bring your forehead to the mat or to a block. Start to bring your awareness now into your breath, shifting from anything that was going on earlier today or maybe earlier this week. And bringing that awareness back to your breath, back to sensations in your body. Start to deepen your breath. Inhaling, counting to 4, filling up the belly. And exhale, count of 4. Belly comes back into the spine. And slowly start to inhale and lift up. We'll take a baby camel. Bring our hands behind us, tented fingertips. Inhale, lifting the pelvis up. And exhale, head and neck release down and back. And on your next exhale, slowly lowering down, chin to chest. Come back into a child's pose for a couple breaths. It looks like the music doesn't want to work today. So we might have to do this without music. On your next inhale, slowly lift up from child's pose. We'll meet in tabletop. The hands stacked underneath the shoulders, knees stacked underneath the hips. Couple rounds of cat-cow. So we'll inhale for cow, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And exhale, cat. Round the spine, tuck the tail in. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more round. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Meeting in a neutral tabletop. Tuck your toes underneath. We'll take a plantar stretch, stretching the bottom of our feet. So walk our hands towards us and bring our sit bones to our heels. Just feel the feet stretch, breathe into them. And on your next exhale, walk back out to your tabletop. You might want to shake out the feet if you feel like there's a lot of tension there, releasing. And we'll tuck the toes in underneath again. Come into a hovering table, pushing the mat away from you. Lift the knees up, couple inches off the mat. And keep breathing. Just slowly warming up the body. And on your next exhale, downward facing dog. In our first downward dog, take some movement here, walking out the dog. Taking some hip circles. Doing whatever feels good in your first down dog. One more round of breath. We'll meet in a static down dog. Pushing the mat away from you. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, soften the heels down towards the mat. Come up high on the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, look forward, walk halfway up your mat. Ragdoll. So feet are hips width distance. You can bend the knees a lot or a little here. Just let the head and neck release. Option to interlace hands and elbows or tuck in the pinkies. You can stay at the center or sway side to side. Come back to the center. Release any bind that you have. Come to a halfway lift. And walk your hands out just a little bit forward. Come into a plank. And then to downward facing dog. Breath in. And a breath out. Bend the knees, look forward, walk or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reaching up. We're going to exhale, open arm twist over to the right. So our right arm reaches behind us, left arm forward. Try and bring that right hip forward, squaring the hips as much as you can as you twist over to the right side. Maybe you look behind you. Next inhale, back up to the center. Exhale, twist over to the left. Each inhale, you lengthen, try and square, and exhale, twist a little bit further. Next inhale, come back up to the center. Reach up, maybe you take a gentle back bend, and then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, come to a runner's lunge, stepping the left foot back. Take a couple breaths here, adjusting into your first low lunge. Low crescent lunge, drop the left knee down. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, back to the low lunge. Tuck in the left toes underneath, lifting that left leg. Plant the palms down. We'll take a first chaturanga, stepping that right foot back Option to drop the knees and lower all the way down. Inhale up to a cobra. Head and chest lift up off the mat. Relax the glutes. Tuck in the shoulder blades. Exhale, fold. Take a breath in. And then on your exhale, downward facing dog. Breath here. Now on your next inhale, lift the left leg up. Knee to nose and step it forward to your runner's lunge. Take a breath here, settle in. Low crescent lunge, drop the right knee down. Inhale, lift up, reach. And exhale, back to the low lunge, tuck the right toes underneath. Plant the palms down. Chaturanga, stepping the left foot back. Option for cobra always, or an up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out through the mouth. Now beginning our Sun A salutations, warm up the body, detox, tone the organs. We'll come up high on the balls of the feet, bend the knees, look forward, walk or jump. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Bend the knees, look forward, walk or jump. Half lift. Fold. Urdhva Hastasana. And fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. One more, Sun A. Bend the knees, look forward, walk or jump. Half lift. Fold. Urdhva Hastasana. Fold. Half lift. Chaturanga. Up dog to downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath here, then we'll start our Sun B. And always know that you can skip the Chaturanga, come right to your down dog. Always, everything's an option. Everything I suggest, just an offering. You can take it, you can go for the modification, or go right into a child's pose. Always up to you. Always want to listen to your body. And now come up high on the balls of the feet. Bend the knees, look forward, walk or jump. Half lift, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Bend the knees, send the hips low, biceps up by the ears. On your exhale, soften the shoulders, sink 1 inch lower. Bring the weight into the balls of your feet. Keep breathing, couple breaths. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Up dog to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg up. Knee to nose and step it forward for warrior 1. You want the heels to align in one straight line. Left toes towards the left upper corner of the mat. Weight into the outside edge of that foot. Lift up. Try and square the hips as much as you can towards the front of the mat. And bend into that right leg, bringing the knee over the ankle. Exhale, soften the shoulders. And make sure the fingertips are still nice and engaged. Warrior 2, opening up the arms, adjusting the feet, heel to arch alignment, reaching with both arms forward and back. With each exhale, you ground further into your warrior. Cartwheel the hands down, frame the foot. Chaturanga, step that right foot back. Up dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg, warrior 1. Warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down. Chaturanga. Up dog to downward facing dog. Now we'll flow that a little bit faster. One breath, one movement. Bend the knees, look forward, walk or jump. Half lift. Fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg. Warrior one. Warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down, chaturanga. Up dog, downward facing dog. Left leg, warrior one. Warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down, chaturanga. Up dog to downward facing dog. One more sunbeam bend, and knees look forward, walk or jump. Half lift, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, fold. Half lift, chaturanga. Up dog to downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg, warrior one. Warrior two. Cartwheel the hands, chaturanga. Up dog to downward facing dog. Left leg, warrior one. Warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down, chaturanga, up dog to downward facing dog. Couple rounds of breath here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Maybe you take a lion's breath, sticking the tongue out, releasing that heat, releasing toxins. It's funny, I have a mirror behind me. You guys can't see it, I don't think, but I can see myself like upside down and sticking my tongue out at myself. It's kind of funny. All right. So here in our down dog, we'll inhale the right leg up. Three-legged dog, bend at the knee, take some hip circles. Oh, that feels really good today. Wiggle out the ankles, the toes. And then bring the knee all the way up towards the ceiling. Try and keep the shoulders level though as much as you can. Option is stay here or take a flip dog or a wild thing. So I'm going into wild thing, lengthening the left leg on the edge of the foot, on the ball of my right foot, and then opening the heart and chest and the hips. Bringing that right arm back. Keep breathing. And then on your next exhale, come back to the three-legged dog. Inhale, knee to nose, step it forward, low lunge. Now for a cat-cow lunge. So you might want to use blocks or whatever prop you're using on either side, framing the foot. Gives you a little bit of height for the cat-cow lunges. So you're going to inhale, lift the head up, bend the left knee a little bit so that you can really start to open the hip and the belly. And then exhale, lengthen out the legs, you fold around the back. 2 more times, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Then we'll come back to a neutral low lunge. Bring the blocks back to the front or the side. Now a warrior two. Bringing that left foot down flat on the mat. And inhale, lift up. Inhale up to star. Reach the hands up, palms touch maybe. And we're gonna exhale to a skandasana on the left. Bending the left leg, the left toes come out to the corner of the mat. Option to stay uplifted halfway, or you can come onto the ball of the foot, flexing the right foot, or you maybe even come all the way down. I kind of like it somewhere in the middle. Now we're going to come back to our low lunge at the front of the mat, grounding both feet and crawling over. Plant the palms, step the right foot back, and take a vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, to downward facing dog. Breath in, and a breath out. Left leg, inhale, reach it up. Bend at the knee. Take some hip circles. Wiggle up ankle, the toes. Then lift that knee up, up. Stay here to open up the hip, or exhale, coming into your flip dog or wild thing. Keep breathing. On your next exhale, back to three-legged dog. Inhale, left knee to nose, step it forward, low lunge. And we'll grab our blocks for the cat-cow lunge on this side. All right, once you're ready, inhale for cow. Exhale, cat. 2 more. One more cow. And exhale, cat. Come back to your low lunge. Removing the blocks. Planting the right foot down. Warrior 2. Star. Inhale, reach up, lengthen the legs, bring the toes in. And exhale, skandasana over to the right. Taking it wherever you took it on the other side. Low lunge, crawl over to the front of your mat. Plant the palms, chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Bend the knees, look forward, walk or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, chair pose. Make sure you're tucking in the tail here. And keep breathing ujjayi breath in through the nose and out through the nose. And we'll do a chair to half chair flow. So on our exhale, bringing the arms back into airplane arms. And then inhale back up. Exhale, half chair. Inhale back up. One more time, exhale, half chair. Inhale back up. We'll come onto the balls of the feet. Bring the knees outside to the edges, heels touch. And exhale, fold. Coming into your crow, knees to the back of the triceps. Engage your core, look forward. Lift one foot, then the other. Option to stay there, working on your crow. From your crow, you can actually gently tip over, coming into a tripod with the crown of your head on the ground. Or you can take a rabbit with me. So for rabbit, you just bring the knees to touch behind you. Feet are also touched behind you. On the ball of the feet, You'll just bring your hands down to the mat. The top of your head, kind of like a tripod, similar. Bringing the crown of the head to the mat, reach for your heels. Keep your bum lifted as much as you can and just breathe here. This is a really gentle way to calm the nervous system really quickly. While also getting used to bringing the crown of your head to the mat and bringing a little weight into it, preparing us for maybe the tripod or tripod headstand. And then exhale, release the hands from the heels, just frame your head. Bring your sit bones to your heels and slowly take your time to lift up. We'll come into Malasana, yogi squat. So walk the feet out towards the edges of the mat, heels and elbows inside the knees. Anjali Mudra with the hands. Inhale, lift up. And exhale. Just release, closing your eyes. Always an option to bring a block or prop underneath your sit bones to sit. If you'd like to make it more restorative, take a moment here. Check back in with yourself. Doing this without the music, it really definitely makes you focus on yourself and go inward. It definitely helps with that, which I'm sure we've all been doing a lot of in quarantine. And slowly start to open the eyes if they were closed, bringing the room back into focus. Release the hands, bring them down to the mat. And on your next exhale, come into a forward fold. Push the mat away from you, lengthen the legs. You can keep the feet hips width distance. We'll be going into Padahastasana, Gorilla. Inhale to a half lift. Slip the palms underneath the feet, or you can bring the backs of hands to blocks. That's a modification. And on your exhale, lengthen out the legs and fold the head and neck. Just let it release. Bring the weight into the balls of your feet. Create some tension between the feet and the palms so you can feel the stretch in the wrists and in the upper back. And on your next exhale, bend the knees, come to a half lift to release the palms. Bring the toes to touch and fold. Inhale to Tadasana, mountain pose. Nice and slow, one vertebrae at a time. Inhale the shoulders up by the ears. And exhale, let them fall down and back. Get nice and grounded here in your mountain pose. Maybe you even close your eyes, taking a scan of all of your body, making sure everything is stacked as best as you can. Tail slightly tucked. Get a sense for how you feel in your mountain pose. Just how a simple posture of your body can make you feel so different. And start to open your eyes if they're closed, coming into eagle. So bend the knees. Let's start with lifting the right leg. So we'll ground the left, bring the right over, squeeze the thighs, flex the right foot. Bring the right arm underneath. Option to bring the hands to the shoulders, backs of the hands, or the palms reach each other. Inhale, lift the elbows up, hands away from the face. Find your drishti, that focal point, and breathe. Focus on getting nice and still and super focused. Maybe you land the eagle, bringing elbows to knees, nice and slow. Lift them all the way back up. exhale, slowly release, come back to your Tadasana. And then Urdhva Hastasana. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward, fold. We'll take a big toe pose. Walk the feet hips width distance. With your peace fingers, interlace the big toe. Come to a halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Bending the elbows, pulling those toes closer in towards you as you release your head and neck. Stretching out our hamstrings, our lower back, and our upper back again as well. Maybe you shake the head yes and no. And then exhale, come to a halfway lift, releasing the big toe, bend, and bring the toes to touch. We'll inhale back up to Tadasana. Nice and slow. Get adjusted again in your mountain pose. And then when you're ready, eagle on the other side. Bend the knees, left leg over, and left arm under. If you tried landing the eagle on the other side, try it on this one. Sink 1 inch lower. And exhale, release, stepping that left foot down. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Walk your hands up to a plank. Step the feet back in Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in. And a breath out. Inhale, the right leg up. Knee to nose, step it forward, low lunge. Warrior 2, planting that left foot down, lifting up. And we'll inhale to a star. And exhale, wide-legged forward, fold. And taking this wide-legged forward fold, yogi's choice. Reach for the ankles, you can reach for the back of the mat. Bring the weight into the balls of your feet. And then wherever you are, take one more breath. Exhale, we'll meet in the center of the mat. Come to a halfway lift. Turn towards the front of your mat. Pyramid pose. So you're going to bend that left leg, just hop it halfway up your mat. I like to use blocks in my pyramid, framing my front foot. Inhale to a half lift. And exhale, fold, bringing that forehead to the knee. And there's an option, you can flow this, coming to half lift and folding. Brings a little bit more energy to the practice. You can also work to get a little bit more comfortable. And bring the right hip back slightly. Tends to jet forward. Our body's just a natural mechanism. It tries to compensate. Seek for the comfort. Inhale to a half lift. Gently bend the knees. You can bring the blocks back out. Plant the palms. Step the feet back. Optional vinyasa. Up dog, then to down dog. We'll meet in down dog. Finishing out the other side. Inhale, left leg up. Knee to nose. Step it forward. and a warrior 2. Star, inhale. And then exhale, forward fold. I'm gonna take one with bound hands. Stretching out my shoulders and chest. There's also a twisting option. If you want to detox by bringing right hand to left ankle and then switching sides. Exhale, releasing any binds that you may have, or finishing out sides. We'll meet at the center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge. Pyramid pose. Step that right foot halfway. Reach for your blocks if you like to use them. Half lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Tucking in that left hip. Inhale to a halfway lift. Removing the blocks. And then an optional vinyasa, lowering down. Taking up dog to down dog. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now we're going to slowly roll to a plank. One vertebrae at a time. That is the last thing to lift up. Hold it here in your plank. Keep your bottom slightly low. Push the mat away from you. Hollow out your armpits. Feel your upper back round. And keep breathing. Now we're going to do some mountain climbers. And then we get to rest on the mat. All right, so we're gonna, the way, if you haven't done mountain climbers, you're gonna bend one knee, then the other, and you just keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees can come down and lower all the way down to the mat. Bring one cheek to the side. Hands down towards the mat, by your hips, with the palms flipped. Option to close your eyes. Just come back to your breath. I like to do a body scan. Starting at the top of my head, and going all the way down my body, noticing where I'm still holding tension, and with each exhale, just soften and release and let go. We often try and hold on. It's just our body's way of staying protected and wanting to feel safe. But we don't have to hold on all the time. We can give our bodies opportunity to just rest and let go. And know that we're safe right here on our mat. And then switch sides. Bring the other cheek to the mat. And now I like to reverse my skin, starting at my toes, and then working my way all the way up. Now bring your forehead to the mat. Setting up for a locust pose or full bow. If bow is in your practice, so I'll be going for the full bow. Reaching for the tops of my feet. Option to also reach for the ankles. On your next inhale, lift up. Head, chest, arms, legs. Keep your gaze down towards the ground. Keep the neck nice and straight. Inhale, fullest expression. Exhale, release, cheek to the mat. Bend the knees, windshield wipe the legs side to side. And release, legs back down to the mat. Forehead to the mat. Palms underneath. And lift up to a seated position. For a bridge or wheel, if you plan to do restorative, just bring any blocks or other props with you. Grazing the heels with the tips of your fingertips. And then on your next inhale, lifting the hips up. If you're doing restorative, slipping the props right underneath the sacrum. Or if you're in an active bridge, shimmy the shoulders together underneath you. Interlace the fingertips. Keep the knees slightly in towards each other. Relax the glutes. Maybe you come up to the balls of your feet. Exhale, slowly release to the mat. Windshield wipe the legs gently side to side. Come back to the center. Knees coming gently towards the chest. And then to a happy baby. So reaching for the back of the thighs or inside arches of the feet. We want to keep the entire back grounded on the mat. So notice if your lower back is lifting too much, you might want to come into the modified happy baby with the hands on the back of the thighs. Option to stay at the center or sway side to side. Slowly releasing from your happy baby. And now coming into an inversion of your choice. It could be legs up the wall, shoulder stand, supported shoulder stand. So I'll be taking the full shoulder stand. But if you're doing supported, you'll just slip the block underneath the sacrum, lift the legs up, and just let your legs rest on the block. Let gravity do the work, reversing the blood flow from your feet down back to your abdomen and heart. If you're going for that full shoulder stand, you want to pipe the legs up, remove any hip creases, shimmy one arm and then the other, closer behind you, closer in towards your spine so you get nice and stacked. Hands at your spine. Option from here to come into a plow. You can always stay where you are. But in plow, we'll bring the toes and the feet down towards the ground past our heads. From plow,
Deaf man's pose, knees to either side of the ears. And exhale, slowly lowering to the mat. Taking a few rocks and rolls, removing any props that might be underneath you, of course. Massaging the spine, and then coming up to a seated position on your mat for a hip opener of your choice. Again, yogi's choice. I'll be going into half pigeon. So I'll start in down dog. Inhale, right leg up. Knee to nose, and then right knee to right wrist. And try to get that right leg shin as parallel as you can. Extend the left leg back. Get a feel for the hips. Notice if they're square, if you need a little extra support underneath that right hip. Inhale, open up the heart, and then exhale, fold. Forehead to the mat or to a block. With each exhale, softening the body. So we'll soften the shoulders. Exhale, soften at the hip. These are the two big areas we tend to hold our stress and tension, not just in this pose, but in life in general that we may not notice. So we try to soften and release and let go each exhale. Or maybe you could play around with the tension. Also an option to engage that right glute. And then exhale on, release on the exhale. And sometimes doing that can actually help to release the tension. If you're exhaling and you're like, I don't know what she's talking about, like nothing softening, what you can do is actually tense everything up and then exhale and release. And your body will start to notice the difference, and it will be able to let go and soften a little bit more. And I think too, like feeling the both extremes starts to help to recognize like what the sensations are and the feeling. Start to lift up from your hip opener on the side, nice and slow. Take your time. And switch sides. Left leg. Again, on this side, just check in. Notice those tense areas. Send your breath there. Exhale, soften. Maybe you play around with this breath and tension. Take one more breath and then slowly, slowly lift up. We'll meet seated on our mat. For a wide-legged forward fold, seated. And first we're going to start with a twist to each side. So we'll inhale at the center, reaching up. And then exhale, reaching over towards that right foot. Or if you're going for the other side, that's fine. We'll just make sure you balance it out on the other side. So reaching, you can reach with both hands if you'd like, or just one.
And folding, bringing that forehead towards the knee. Try your best to keep the left hip grounded. Each exhale, softening that lower back. Slowly releasing. Inhale at the center. Exhale over to the left. On your next exhale, slowly releasing. Inhale up at the center. And then we'll exhale and fold right at the center. Slowly start to release. Bring the legs in. And recline all the way back on your mat. Supine twist. Starting with the right leg, hugging it in. Bring it over to the right and all the way over to the left. Reach the right arm out. Gaze over at the right hand. Maybe you close your eyes. Take nice deep breaths. Sending them throughout your body and especially to your back. Release slowly, bringing that leg back to the center. Give it one last squeeze. Bring the sole down to the mat. We'll switch sides. Hug the left leg in. Extend your right leg out. Bring that left leg over to the left and all the way over to the right. Left arm extends. Left shoulder stays grounded on the mat. Looking over to that left hand and close your eyes. Breathe deeply. And slowly release that leg. Come back to the center. One last squeeze. Bring the sole down to the mat and then extend the leg out long, coming into our Shavasana, corpse pose. Getting nice and comfortable here, letting the legs and the arms splay out to the sides. Using any props that you would like. And just closing your eyes, releasing any tension in the forehead and in the jaw. And just simply enjoy this place, Shavasana. start to wiggle your fingertips and your toes. Bringing awareness back into your body. Taking some circles with the wrists and the ankles. Taking a big stretch overhead. Exhale, releasing, and then bringing the knees into the chest for seed pose, rolling over to your right side. Just keeping the eyes gently closed. Take a moment to express something that you're grateful for. And really feeling that right in your heart space. And slowly take your time to lift up to a seated position. Once you're there, inhale, lengthen out your spine. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Flip your palms so that the palms are facing up. Taking a breath right here. And then bring the palms together at the heart center. Thumbs into the chest. Let's take one breath in and out together. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Know that this place of peace, of warmth and love that's within your heart is always within you. Together we raise the thumbs to the forehead center. The light within me honors and acknowledges the light that's within each of you. Together we bow and say namaste. Namaste.